Okay, so we're going to change the toilet today. Trent already came up and turned the water off, which is down over here. And then he flushed it, and then you just hold this down until it quits filling up. And then he went ahead and started loosening the hose from the tank, but I like to put this down underneath here first. Like that. And then before I loosen that, I got this little pump from Harbor Freight for a couple of I don't even remember what it was. It was not very much. But basically, you just stick that down in there. And you can kind of hold your foot on it. We're going to pump all the water out of the toilet here. It makes it a lot cleaner. They also make tablets that you can put in here that gel the water up temporarily so that you can unhook it. But I haven't seen those around in a while. So we're going to just pump the water out of here. And then we can just dump it in the sink drain or the bathtub drain. Alright, so we pumped the water out. Now we're going to unhook. You're learning. Not a big deal. Hey! Okay. Gotta pop these little caps off. And then we're going to take these anchor screws here. Sometimes we're lucky and they will just spin right off. Sometimes the whole bolt spins. And then if that happens, you can use this called a jam bar. And you can jam it in underneath there. And it holds the screws so you can take it loose. Kind of see how it works. Just kind of pull up on it. You got to do that to both sides. Alright, so I have help, so I won't take the tank off, but if I'm doing it by myself, I'll take the tank off, carry it out, and then lift the toilet up and carry it out. I use a big contractor bag, and for transporting through the house, you just basically pull up and then turn. Give me a hand there. And then set it in the bag. So we are going to scrape the old wax ring off. And then we're going to try and use one of these waxless rings instead. And this one sits up pretty high off the floor. I didn't realize that. I can't tell if they nailed it or screwed it. Looks like they nailed screwed it. So, yeah. See if we can tighten those up a little bit too. I've never used one of these, so. Put these new anchor bolts in, slide the keepers on. going to set them just straight across from each other like this. And then we're using this waxless ring. Our flange is above the floor, so we do not use the spacer. We just put it on like this. And that's it. We're going to bring the toilet in and set it. Okay, so we're going to line these.
There we go.
Okay, where's the caps? Alright, after you get the anchors in, the little caps here, you got to put that base on there, then a washer. I think these ones came with that. Yeah. And then you start that. Once again, the jam bar is pretty handy for holding that. So you can get down closer to the end there. So you go hand tight, get everything centered, and then you do the same thing on the other side. Okay, once you got them hand tight, small crescent wrench, and we just start to snug it up a little at a time. Okay, so you alternate back and forth. You do a couple turns on one side, a couple turns on the other, and then you just feel it. It shouldn't move. I'm not going to go all the way tight yet because we have to set the tank, and we may have to shift the toilet a little bit one way or the other, where I snug it up the rest of the way. So now we're going to get the tank and put it on. Okay, the tank comes all pre-installed with the valve and everything. We just got to put these gaskets on the bottom here. There's one right over here. Just work it on until it's all the way up flush. And then there's 3 holes here, and these are going to go through from the inside. And then I will come from the underside with this, and we have to, it's like changing a tire, you have to alternate and cinch them up evenly. So this goes on here like this. And these come in from underneath. You'll see it right here. You can stay there. Now on these tanks with the 3, you do the front 2 first. Got it?
It's going.
Alright, so now we're just tightening these up. Okay, so now we just reattached the the hose here. And it's just hand tight right now, and then we're going to go about a quarter turn past hand tight. And you can see how the bolts are and the spacing we should have here for the tank. We're going to go ahead and wipe up all the last of the water on the hose, on the floor, so that if there's any leaks, we'll see them. And then I'm going to just snug these bolts down a little bit more, and then we're going to turn the water on and check for leaks. You're just going hand tight with these, that's all. Okay, here we go, we're going to turn the water on. Filming?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Alright, so now we're gonna, now that the tank's filled up, we're looking for water leaks around the tank to bowl connection. And we're gonna check around the floor and right up in here. So far nothing, now we're gonna test it out. And now we're looking for water leaks right along here on either side, and we'll do that a few times. Okay, so the first time, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little green line right here. It's the fill line. The first time it didn't fill up all the way. To adjust that, you turn this screw a couple clicks clockwise, and it raises the float up a little bit so that we're at the fill line. Now we're gonna just keep flushing it one more time. Alright, just gotta mount the toilet seat here. Screws me through the top, and then he's gonna reach underneath. And once that nut's on the bottom, it wedges up in there, and then you can just use a screwdriver to tighten it up while you hold the nut in place with your hand. And you just snug these up hand tight again because they're plastic and they will strip out. Alright, final things, we gotta trim these bolts off real quick. Get it back on.